Hello viewers, welcome to another edition of War Robots Test Server. This is 2018, November 17th and 18th. In this test server, you will see the Ares, the Hades, and the Nemesis updated, which I'll show shortly. Let's start with the minor changes first. First of all, there's been 2 updates to the redesign of the Stalker. You'll see some coloration changes. Right, and the Vityaz, a medium robot. Here it is. Some coloration, some differences in design, but both are cosmetic. There's been a new shield user interface, which will be refreshing if there's a new feature, because physical shields aren't normally shown. Here's a description of the the Ares. Everything should be level 8 for weapons and robots. It shows maximum here, but it's level 8. I've placed pins and tulumbas on it because the built-in weapon has 500-meter range, so it complements it quite well, and it allows me to put pins on all the other robots except the Ares. The Hades, I should say, not Ares, where the heavy weapon does not have a 500-meter equivalent in terms of a heavy weapon. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to see if the corrosion weapons are available, or maybe the Avenger. That way we'll keep it at everything at 500 meters. The Avenger is available, so I'm going to do that. It's not a missile. It's more it's a shotgun, but I think that's all we have. Even the corrosion weapons would be not really the equivalent. But so let's get the Avenger in there. Hopefully there's a buff to the Trident without the reduction to 500 meters. The buff to the Trident is dearly needed. A reload while firing, as well as control fired rather than 3 shots at predetermined times, and higher damage for the Trident. Right, and this is the Nemesis. Okay, and then this is the write-up about the Hades. Let's get started. So let's discuss a little bit about what has changed since last test server. For the Ares, the first robot of the 3, the durability has been increased, the built-in weapon damage increased, and the ability cooldown decreased. So that's buffs in 3 areas. Right, the Hades, there does not appear to be changes, and oh, doesn't give me the option to drop any robot. So there's a bug here. I can't. Well, there we go. Finally, a delayed start here, and then the Nemesis, the 3rd robot, has damage buffed by Absorption. Okay, so I'll show you what this ability looks like as soon as we get a target to fire upon. But the built-in weapon, 500 meters. The weapons that we've loaded, 500 meters. Okay, so let's. Now it's hard to control when it fires, so you then deploy the weapon, then it starts firing. Right, so that's a lot of weaponry. 8 weapons all at once. This actually seems like it needs a nerf, a reduction in that. Okay, let's try to find an enemy. Let's let the other people capture beacon. Okay. It's hard to control when that ability is used. Okay, but this weapon probably shouldn't be that close. So let me just step back a bit. So let me see what happens when we have this ability now. Look at how it's absorbing the damage, and then it's going to output the damage to an enemy. So basically how the absorption works, it takes in the damage, and then it delivers the damage back. Right. So let me change to another robot, and I'm going to play aggressively. You'll see this in action. Right now, this is now the Hades. Okay, so it's not as fast, but it's faster than the first original design. The absorption for the Ares was 8 seconds. This robot, although the previous robot 8 seconds, this is 6 seconds, so reduced absorption. Right, the weapon damage, it's hard to compare because it's 3 charges and one little weapon that kind of flips up. So as you'll see, okay, you'll see that the shield user interface is now purple there. So if we have any additional enemy, here we go. So it kind of flips up, and it's hard to control when that weapon will fire. There's no speed increases when it goes into its ability. That's the downside in terms of speed, but it's actually not bad speed here wise. Okay, so here we're going to absorb some damage, but this robot needs to fire at us here, and then it'll deliver that damage back. But that's that little flip-up weapon that you see. But delivers a lot more damage. Here, let me flip this beacon up. Hopefully the enemy will fire at us. See, no, unfortunately we didn't get the enemy firing at us. So we might have to try this again next game. Okay, we'll hopefully get this enemy to fire at us. No, no. Let's try somebody else here. Okay, we need someone to fire at us now. So we can actually see that the purple shield on the enemy as well. That's very useful. We're being healed here. Little weapon that kind of flips up. Now let's absorb some damage. No. I'm going to intentionally absorb some damage here. Oh, we're going to be suppressed. Alright, now let's take a look at the Nemesis here. So now this robot here has its built-in weapon damage buffed by absorption, so it'll deliver more damage back. Let's take a look. Oh, that's it. Battle's over. Let's play another one to see the Nemesis in action. So I like the shield user interface. That's very useful. So I see the battle mode is called Quick Match. It goes immediately into a given mode. Sounds like it's like a random battle. It's dropping right away. Okay, there's only 2 medium weapons here, unlike the Ares, which has 2 medium and 2 light weapons. So this is a different robot in that it depends on its absorption much more, and much higher durability. Okay, so I'm going to go into this mode where it's going to absorb. Oh, the Hellburner is difficult to deal with. Oh. Alright, let's go back to the Hades. Okay, so that absorbed damage and it fired like an Exodus in a way, like a heavy weapon Exodus, but it's got the 500-meter range instead, and it's got splash, so it's a lot like an Exodus and how it operates. Let's go back to this. Okay, let's see how this. Oh, we got a Hellburner. Good. Okay, so I'm gonna deploy. Right, so it's gonna absorb some damage and then it's going to fire it back. Oh, I deployed the weapon too late for it to work on the Falcon because it was just destroyed. And let's see if we can find another enemy here. I've lost a lot of my weapons. So I've lost one of my weaponry. So, all right, quite powerful it seems. Alright, well, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this additional War Robots test server. This is November 11th, November 17th, I should say, and 18th. Thank you very much for watching.